The research facility on Kepler 442b hummed with the usual symphony of alien technology. Dr. Vexthor, a Xanthari scientist with 6 optical sensors and translucent blue skin, monitored the containment field surrounding Subject 47, a creature the galaxy had learned to fear. The Varathian apex predator stood 3 meters tall, its obsidian scales reflecting the sterile laboratory lights. 4 razor-clawed limbs scraped against the energy barrier, testing for weaknesses it would never find, or so everyone believed. Lisa Martinez adjusted her datapad, her human fingers moving across the screen with practiced efficiency. At 22, she was the youngest xenobiology intern at the Galactic Research Consortium, and the only human. Most species considered her kind too fragile, too emotional, too soft for serious scientific work. The specimen appears agitated today, Vexthor chittered, his translator rendering the clicks into standard galactic. Perhaps we should increase the sedation protocols. Or perhaps it's intelligent enough to be bored, Lisa suggested, her brown eyes studying the creature's repetitive movements. Look at the pattern, it's not random aggression. It's systematic problem solving. James Cooper, the facility's human security chief, leaned against the doorframe. His weathered face carried the scars of a dozen frontier conflicts. Smart or not, that thing has killed 17 beings across 4 star systems. We're not here to befriend it. The Varathian's head snapped toward them, its 6 eyes focusing with unsettling precision on Lisa. She felt the weight of its intelligence, and something else, a desperate hunger that transcended mere predation. Then the lights died. Emergency systems kicked in 3 seconds too late. In that darkness, Lisa heard the distinctive crack of a failing containment field. James's weapon fired, plasma bolts illuminating the chaos in strobing flashes. Vexthor's panicked chittering echoed off the walls as other scientists scrambled for the exits. Lisa froze. Training said to run, but instinct told her something different. The Varathian could have killed her in that first moment of freedom. Instead, it had positioned itself between her and the door, blocking the other fleeing scientists with its massive bulk. When the backup generators engaged, the scene crystallized into surreal clarity. The Varathian stood perfectly still, head lowered, one clawed hand extended toward Lisa in what could only be described as a gesture of protection. "Don't move, Martinez," James commanded, his rifle trained on the creature. "I've got a shot. Wait!" Lisa's voice cut through the tension. "It's not attacking. It's a Varathian predator. It's shielding me." Lisa took a careful step forward. Every xenobiology text said this was impossible. Varathians were solitary killers, incapable of pack bonding, devoid of protective instincts even for their own young. But Lisa had spent months watching this creature. She'd seen the intelligence in its eyes, the problem-solving in its movements, the way it tracked her specifically during her rounds, not as prey, as something else. The Varathian made a sound, low, rumbling, almost like a cat's purr filtered through gravel. It shifted slightly, creating a larger barrier between Lisa and the armed human. "Subject 47, Lisa said softly, using the only designation it had ever known. "I'm not in danger from them. They're my pack." The creature's head tilted, processing. Then slowly, deliberately, it lowered itself to the ground, maintaining its position between Lisa and potential threats but reducing its own threatening profile. "Impossible," Vexthor whispered, returning cautiously to the lab. "Varathians don't have the neural architecture for bonding behaviors. Human dogs didn't evolve to bond with humans either," Lisa countered, her heart racing. "But given the right circumstances, the right individual, biology finds a way." James hadn't lowered his weapon. "It broke containment, Lisa. It's a threat." It broke containment during a power failure that wasn't its fault, and its first action was to protect the most vulnerable being in the room. Lisa knelt slowly, bringing herself to eye level with the massive predator. That's not monster behavior. That's human behavior. The irony wasn't lost on her. For months, the other species had treated her like a liability, too weak, too emotional, too prone to forming irrational attachments. And here was the galaxy's most feared predator exhibiting the exact traits they criticized in humanity. The Varathian extended its massive head toward her, moving with glacial slowness. Lisa held her ground as hot breath washed over her face, carrying the scent of the alien meat it was fed. Those 6 eyes studied her with unmistakable recognition. The containment field tortured it, Lisa realized aloud. The frequency, it must have been painful. It wasn't trying to escape. It was trying to make the pain stop. She looked at Vexthor. Check the field's resonance frequency against Varathian neural patterns. The Zenthari's sensors flickered as he accessed the data. His silence was confirmation enough, so what now? James asked, rifle still raised but doubt creeping into his voice. Lisa stood slowly and the Varathian rose with her, a living shadow twice her height. Now we learn. The galaxy thinks humans are too emotional, too quick to bond with other species. Maybe that's not a weakness. Maybe that's exactly what the universe needs. She placed her hand on the creature's scaled forearm. It was warm, alive, and trembling slightly. Not with aggression, but with something far more complex. Maybe being human means seeing a monster and recognizing a person. And maybe this Varathian saw a galaxy that only feared it, then found one human who tried to understand it instead. The beast that had terrorized 4-star systems pressed its head gently against Lisa's shoulder. Behind them, James finally lowered his weapon. Vexthor's translator couldn't render the sound he made, but it felt like reluctant respect. In a sterile laboratory on a distant world, a human and a monster redefined what it meant to protect, to trust, and to choose connection over fear. Because sometimes being human means teaching the galaxy that every beast deserves one person who refuses to see them as a monster. And sometimes, every person deserves a beast willing to guard them like its own.